Okay, sorry this took so long. But I'm going to try to make this video count. So first, I'm going to go ahead and mix it up. And I'm going to put it back together exactly as if like this is how I would be looking at it. Because it's very important to know how to hold the cube to be able to follow the instructions that I give. Alright, so on the instructions that I give, it'll say like what right is and what like a right prime. So it'll be R and then R prime, and then it'll be F, which is clockwise, and then F prime. There'll be L, well that's L prime, and then L clockwise, and then the U, which is going to be up clockwise, and then up prime. And some of the instructions are going to talk about the 4x4 and the 5x5. But for this one, those are pretty much going to be the basics. Putting it together, the first step, we want to go ahead and put together the cross. So you could pick any color. I always pick white. It's just easy to remember. And first thing we want to do is get a white cross. And to get that, first we just gotta, well, how I do it anyways is I try to, whenever I get them on the side here, if I see it on the top, I'll just move it to the side, and then I'll put it down at the bottom, right there. And then I'll grab this one, same thing, kind of just move it to the bottom. Come over, look for another one. That one's already there. Move that to the bottom. Make sure, so when you have them like that at the bottom already, you kind of gotta maneuver it around a little bit to where it doesn't mess up the other ones. So move it on the side. Move that one over. Getting the cross is pretty much gonna be the only thing that I can't teach 100%. It kind of takes messing around with the cube. If you can solve one side, then you can do the cross every time. But ultimately what I'm trying to do is get them at the bottom so that I could line them up with the color that they belong to. Or actually, here, let me put the cross at the top so I could show you what it looks like. Alright, so, and it could have colors in the corner, it's fine. It can even have whites in the corners. I just took that out just to kind of give you an idea of what you really want to look for. You really want to look for just the cross there. And you want to make sure that the white is lined up, the white-green is lined up with the green and the white. See how it kind of matches there? And then same thing with the white-red, needs to be touching the red and the white. Blue needs to be touching the blue and the white. And orange with the orange and the white. If they're not, what I do is I just flip them all to the bottom there. So all I did was kind of just put them all at the bottom. From there you could line up the colors. So if they're mismatched, you can line them all up. And you can line them up one at a time if you want. So you could see how the orange is at the top and it's not lined up. So you could flip it over. You can move it to the orange. Flip it back up. The blue is lined up. The red is lined up. And the green is lined up. So there's the cross. And that's basically step one. Step 1 and 2 are probably going to be the hardest ones to learn because you have to kind of play with it for a long time to figure it out. And then ultimately, you're basically just shooting for one color. White is the color of choice for me. But once you do figure out how to get that cross every time, that's key. So once you have the cross and the colors line up, then we go to the corners. So this one's already in place. Every corner is different. So you have a white, green, orange, needs to be in the middle of white, green, orange, or white, green, orange. And then over here we have the blue, white, and orange. What you want to do to get it into the right corner is you want to move it right into the corner above that one. So this corner is the one you want it in. To get it there, put it here first. And if the white is on the right side here, you want to look at the cube this way. And then you want to do R up, R prime. Okay, that puts it right there. And then see this one here, we want to take out because it's in the wrong corner. So you do the same thing. You look at it, R up, R prime. You do that so it doesn't mess up the cross, and it takes it out. It's up here now. So now we move it over to the corner it needs to be in because it's red, green, white. So you have red, green, white. And then to get it into this bottom corner, right, up, right prime. And then the last one, blue, red, white. And then we have the blue, red, white. We want to put it in that corner. It needs to be above it first. So then we do R, up, R prime. And then, let's see, I just thought about this, and I hope this video is not too long. I hope I'm able to send it, or transfer it or something. But anyways, moving on, that's step 2 on my instructions, is getting the corners. Like I said, the cross and the corners are going to be probably the hardest to learn at first, but once you learn them, it becomes the easiest once you figure out how to get them there. Mostly just going to take practice on that the first 2 steps. For the third, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th steps that I have on paper, that you just need to know how to look at the cube. So when we're lining up, what we're going to do here is on step 3, we're going to be doing the middle row, this whole middle row here. So what we want to do is we want to find the red and the green. There's a red and green cube. And I'll show you where it's at here in a second. Let's see. Oh, it's actually in this corner. Let me get it out of there. And then I'll show you how that works as well. Putting it in is the same way you get it out. So I'll show you. Alright, so when you find the red-green cube, here it is. It's going to be lined up. You want to line up the red. Whatever color is on this side, you want to line up with whatever color you can. So if it was the green on this side, I would line it up with the green. But because it's red, I'm lining it up with the red. And then you always want it facing this on this side. When you line it up, whatever color you have lined up needs to be on the right for my instructions to work. And then if you have the green in the back, then you do the step that starts off with right, not right prime. And then you do R. It's basically R up, R up, R up, I think. And then, let me see. Hold on, let me go to another one and I'll try to announce the steps as I do it. So I have green and orange, and because the orange is in the back, I'm going to go ahead and do the steps that start off with R, not R prime, but just R. So it's R, up, R, and then up prime, R prime, up prime, R prime. And that puts it into the side that we need. So now I have 2 of them right where they belong. Now we have blue, red. Blue is lined up there for us. The red is on this side. So hold it this way. And then since the red is in the back, we do the same one. R, up, R, up, R, up prime, R prime, up prime, R prime. And there it is. Now we have the orange and the blue in the right spot, but backwards. So we want to take it out. To take it out, whenever you want to move this piece, it's going to be, you could do it two ways. You could have it in the back and do the same move, or you could have it in the front and do the other option that I have on paper, which starts off with R prime. So it's R prime, up prime, R prime, up prime, and then R, up, R, up. Oh no. Hold on, ignore that. I just totally joke. I cannot announce steps while I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Alright, hold on, let me fix it. Okay, hold on. So, okay. That, let's see if I could actually announce it here. Hold on. Okay, so it's R prime, up prime, R prime. Okay, so it's R prime, up prime, R prime, up prime, R prime, and then up R. There. That's what puts it in and takes it out. And that part is written on paper. You just have to know how to look at the cube. All right, so we want to line the orange up, and then we're putting it back in the back again. So we start off with the one that says R prime, since it's in the back. And then, oh no, we want to start off with the one that says R if it's in the back. I'm so sorry. Start off with the one that says R if it's in the back. Not R prime. Okay. And I'm so sorry. I'm probably such a terrible teacher. But the next step is going to be step number 4. Step number 4, we want to get a yellow cross. So as you can see, there's no yellow cross here. We have the two in the corner. Those don't really matter. What you want to look for is the ones on the sides. If you have any on the side, as a general rule of thumb, I try to take, if I have 4 or 1 or 2 or whatever, like however many yellows bundled up together right here in the corner I want that corner facing the bottom left, like how I'm holding it right now, before I do it. And then I actually do this one a little bit differently than I have it written down. I like to do F, capital F, small f. I like to do both. Oh, sorry. Hold on. How do I have it written down? Oh my gosh. I need to change I'm going to try to change my instructions. But this is how I would do it here, not F. Left. So the capital L and lowercase l, which will be this whole piece. And then F, up, F prime, and then my double L's back up into place. Seriously? Hold on. I just jacked it all up again. Why can I not talk and do this at the same time? That's terrible. Okay. I'm sorry. Well, I think I might have to remake some of this, but hopefully, it doesn't really matter as long as you follow the steps on paper and you have that corner of blue, that corner of yellow facing you. It should still work and it should still get you this cross. But just in case it doesn't, you can try a couple of times and it will most likely eventually get the yellow cross for you. I will try to remake the instructions and video starting at step 5. But for now, starting at step 4. But for now, let's go ahead and move to step 5. When you have the cross, you want this arrow here. If you don't have that arrow, you can have just a cross sometimes. Sometimes you can have the cross with a yellow here and a yellow there, or you can have just the yellow in the corner. This is what you want, that you want this arrow. If you don't have it, you actually have to do step 5 that I have written down on paper a few times to get it and to eventually complete it. Like so, it's totally normal if you end up doing it 3 or 4 times. When you do have the yellow arrow though, this arrow, where there's 3 missing from the corners here, you want this arrow pointing to the left of you when you do step 5. And then step 5 will have you do exactly this. Okay, that gets you the same arrow, but facing the opposite direction. You just want to spin it around, back to the same spot, and then do it one more time. Now you have all of the yellow. And step 6 is going to say to look for headlights. By that, what I mean is 2 colors that match. So see those 2 corners that don't match what's in there? These 2 corners don't, these 2 corners don't, these ones do. You'll always have a pair, you usually have a pair that matches. If you don't have a pair that matches, look for a solid pair that matches. That's just as good. And then if you don't have a solid or headlights, just do step 6 one time, and then no matter what, just making sure that the yellow is facing the top, and that'll get you a set of headlights or a solid. And then after you do that, and you have a solid color or headlights, place them in the back, and then do step 6, just like this. So that. That's step 6 right there. That actually solved it for us. Sometimes it solves it for you. Sometimes you have to do step 7. So what I'll do is I'll put it into a scenario where you have step 7. Hold on. Okay, this is what step 7 would look like. After you do step 6, you'll end up having the full solid, and then you'll have 3 sets of headlights. You want the full solid in the back before you do step 7. And then sometimes you'll have to do step 7 twice. I just made it right now to where I will have to do step 7 twice. And then what you do is you do step 7. Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Hopefully I don't do it too fast. It's muscle memory for me, so the only way I can really do it is by doing it somewhat fast, so I apologize. But I'll try to slow it down as much as I can here. Okay, and that's what it should look like when you do step 7. And then that's it. There's the whole cube. Hopefully I can send this thing. It's 19 minutes long, so I apologize. Alright, but anyways, I'll try to clean up some of the stuff here, make it easier for you, but that should help, especially if you practice it over and over. I'm pretty sure you might be able to get it with just that. Alright, wrap this up.